Adorned fully with nature's wonderful blessings, Nepal is rich in terms of its landscape and biodiversity. These incredible gifts which made known the country are as much fascinating as they are useful and important to the entire world. Therefore, conservation and sustainable management of these enticing creations of the nature can be invaluable heritage for present as well as the future generation. Conservation of nature and the environment is necessary for the protection of life and all beings. Realizing this universal conception, Nepal initiated and intensified the conservation drive from the decade of 2040 Bikram era. Soon after, King Mahendra Trust for Nature Conservation was established with the objectives of protecting and regulating nature and natural resources. The non-profit and autonomous non-governmental organization, which has been renamed National Trust for Nature Conservation after the political change a few years ago, is committed fully for conservation promotion. In Nepal's context, the National Trust for Nature Conservation, the guardian to all conservationists, gives top priority to green development. For the time being, Nepal's largest and widely acclaimed Annapurna Conservation Fund project, with the main mantra of conservation for development, has become a successful and modern conservation project. Connecting the conservation efforts directly to the livelihoods, the Annapurna Conservation Area is developed as one of the important tourist hubs of the country. Beautiful topography, awful natural shape, biodiversity, and cultural predominance are ornaments of that area. Crowning the 8,091-meter high Annapurna mountain, one of the 10 tallest peaks in the world, the Annapurna Conservation Area occupies 7,629 square kilometers of area. The ineffable Annapurna area inhabits vast minerals, sacred Mataputri mountain, the deepest Kaligandaki gorge, and the heavenly Mustam district, which lies beyond the Himalaya. This place is unreal, appears as an imaginary piece of heaven fallen on earth. Spread out from Pokhara, the magnificent tourist area of South Asia, to the Chinese autonomous region of Tibet, the Annapurna Conservation Area includes 57 village development committees of Nyaldi, Kasti, Longjung, Manang, and Mustan. Affluent for nature and ecosystem, the Annapurna Conservation Area is also a playground inhabited of various flora and fauna, wildlife and bird species. The Annapurna Conservation Area is also abounding with various religious and cultural traditions of different castes and creeds, especially for the local people who make their living on agriculture and livestock. The Annapurna Conservation Area project is a reliable source of livelihood. The Annapurna Conservation Area program was implemented in 1986 by the local people who have actively participated in the sustainable conservation efforts. Operated and protected with the greater participation of local people, the first conservation area of Nepal, Annapurna Conservation Area, is consistently moving afar for the livelihood of local people and sustainable management of nature conservation. With time, the project has made effective several programs, including preserving natural resources, conservation education and publicity, community infrastructure development, sustainable tourism management, gender development, agriculture and livestock development, reproduction and health, alternative energy, and conservation of cultural heritages. Every year, under the Natural Resources Protection Program, the planning formulation seminars are held with the participation of presidents and secretaries of the management committees, while providing assistance to the conservation area management committees. Similarly, the forest nursery operation and wildfire controlling programs are also being carried out. Many Dalits of conservation area are benefited from the conservation education and publicity program. The management of Mustang Museum is also undertaken. Likewise, 6,300 students in 82 schools within the conservation area are receiving knowledge on conservation education. There is always a direct relation between conservation campaign and development works. Keeping this reality in mind, the Annapurna Conservation Area has assisted for the construction and mending of irrigation canal in Muktinath, Jharkhand and Jhomfuta of Mustang district. In addition, immense support has been received for the construction of drinking water supply system, repair of clean water station, road construction, and revamp and repair of suspension bridges and construction of private toilets from the Community Infrastructure Development Program. Baby care centers are in operation at Khangsar of Manang and Bujum with the funding under the Gender Development Program. Similarly, skill development and employment opportunities at the local level have been increased following trainings on hosiery, sewing, weaving and candle making, along with the machines required. For the local people who depend on agriculture and livestock, saplings and plants of vegetables, cash crops and fruits were distributed under the Agriculture and Livestock Promotion Program. Moreover, training centers and nurseries have been set up at Bujum, Luang, Luanghale, Rivan and Dhampush. The program, which supported people for income-generating schemes like goat and beekeeping by making plastic homes and beehives, also assisted for agriculture tools, veterinary service and training to the health workers. The success of conservation efforts relies on economic, social, health and education level of local people. Hence, the Annapurna Conservation Area project runs reproductive and health programs in the area with top priority. In this course, health awareness camps were set up and trainings on maternal health were provided at various places. In the same line, area conservation officers at Lomantang have been providing services even to the tourists visiting the Upper Mustang by organizing health camps. Another important program at the conservation area is alternative energy. Under this program, the Area Conservation Office Jomsom has set up smoke water heaters at different villages and helps repair them. In the meantime, the Area Conservation Office Ghandruk has generated 50 kilowatt of power for a small hydro project and handed that down to the local people. Along with population increase and tourist promotion, the project is working for another small hydro plant to meet the growing demand. Besides, the project, which has been laying emphasis on alternative energy to minimize the pressure on natural sources, is also fixing poles and solar lamps for the supply of generated electricity. The Area Conservation Office Bhujung has distributed iron stock to Dalit families from 8 village development committees within its area. Conservation of local cultural heritages is the backbone to sustainable tourism development. That's why the Annapurna Conservation Area has been providing possible support for the promotion of local art and culture and also for the renovation of local monasteries. The Annapurna Conservation Area is also known as a popular trekking route of the world. Widely popular as Round Annapurna Trekking Route, the Annapurna Conservation Area is the first choice for tourists visiting Nepal. Trekking along the route, surrounded by such scenic grandeur, is a divine experience in itself. The acclaimed Lomantang, Jomsom, Manang, Lawang, Ghandru, Siklis and Bhujung are extremely beautiful tourist points in the Annapurna Conservation Area. Additionally, the popular holy place of Muktinath stands as a pride of this region. To describe the unbelievable landscape of Mustang, the district beyond the Himal, in few words is almost impossible. The Annapurna Conservation Area project has been actively working for the management of sustainable tourism in the naturally enriched Annapurna Conservation Area. A tower is being erected at Chomrum of Ghandruk, while Tatopani Pond at Jinu of Ghandruk has been cleaned and preserved carefully. Also, a tourist information center and checkpost has been set up for helping the growth of rural tourism. Path-showing information boards are put in place at the Jomsom airport for the convenience of tourists visiting Mustang, consistently providing aid to the Tourist Management Committee. Development of road transport, however, has added challenges when the management of sustainable tourism and preservation of natural heritages were gaining momentum. The motorable road to connect remote hilly districts of Manang and Mustang is bringing with it development and destruction. The those who relied upon the tourist trekking route are hit hard by the road construction. Thus, the Annapurna Conservation Area now has to find out and operate an alternative trekking route to save its exclusivity and uniqueness. The project, while looking for an alternative route, is giving priority to improving the living condition of backward people of that region. In the 2 decade plus of successful conservation campaign, the Annapurna Conservation Area project, while moving with the locals soda to soda in both their good and bad times, has elevated the pride and prestige of the country. Therefore,